Hello everybody, you're ringside with Roy, and today we're going to talk about Jai Opetaia versus Brandon Glanton on the 8th of March on Zuffa Boxing. Don't like this fight. I have heard a lot of people say that they're not mad about it, they don't think there's anything wrong with this fight. It's a good matchup. Brandon Glanton's a good opponent for Jai Opetaia and all this jazz, but I don't know where Jai Opetaia is at in his career, and with this big move to Zuffa Boxing as their like marquee signing, I'm not happy about it. I think they could have done better with the opponent. There was a few other cruiserweights knocking about that could have been better options. I think CBS, Chris Billam-Smith, is definitely somebody, because he beat Brandon Glanton. And I don't think Brandon Glanton is a bad fighter. I think he's actually a good fighter. I think there's nothing wrong with him, generally speaking. But I think where Opetaia's at in his career, and the fact that Zuffa Boxing want to make a statement in the world of boxing and, rework the system, but create something new and something different and something fresh for boxing. I think a unification with Noel Mikaelian would have been better. I think a fight with Badou Jack would have been better. If they pushed it out a little bit longer, I think Badou Jack would have been out of a suspension most probably to fight. I think Michael Sislak would have been a better option because he's been a world title challenger before. As I said, I think Chris Billam-Smith would have been good because they're both marketable, well-known names. I think they would sell that fight pretty easy in the UK, but they needed someone who was well-known in the US, and that's why they've gone with Brandon Glanton. And I think it's an insurance policy to go with someone like Brandon Glanton because he is massively favoured to beat Brandon Glanton. Jai Opetaia is. There is very little in the way of odds that would go towards Brandon Glanton. I mean, he is at this point looking to me like an opponent, and what will happen is most likely Jai Opetaia will showcase exceptional skills that he's got. I mean, I'm biased because he's probably my favorite boxer at this point in time in the heavier divisions, especially at cruiserweight. He's by far the creme de la creme, and I think that's what he needed to do, was to prove it. And this will probably just showcase another highlight reel knockout that he can add to his collection. But until he fights someone like Zurdo, which is obviously he's committed to Benavidez, or someone like Noel Mikaelian, and unifies, I think the unification fight would have made a lot more sense, and it would have put him on the pedestal that he needs to be on, which is the king of the division. And then it sets up a massive fight with Zurdo, Gilberto Ramirez, if he can get past David Benavidez, because I actually think David Benavidez beats him, but that's a video for another day. But yeah, I'd be keen to hear everyone's thoughts on this, on this video. So comment, like it, but yeah, let me know, because I really think, just in terms of entertainment value, yeah, it'll be a good fight, but I don't know. I just think they could have done so much better. I mean, Badou Jack would have been really good as well. So just to put another big name on his resume, because the last few opponents that Jai Opetaia has had have really just been to build that highlight reel. So yeah, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying anything other than the fact that he deserves to be matched with someone who's really going to test him and really going to push him to his limits. Anyway, that are my thoughts. 8th of March, it's less than a month away actually. Probably more to come on Zuffa Boxing in general. I don't know, a lot of people have been talking about the poster. It doesn't mention the ring, it doesn't mention the IBF, the titles that he holds. It is for the Zuffa Boxing World Championship belt, the Cruiserweight division, whatever that means. It's going to be their first world title fight, or like their first championship belt. So yeah, a real cool story there. But I just I'm sure that, because Dana White did say that, you know, the alphabet organizations would be welcome to the party. So I'm pretty sure the titles are on the line. Not sure if there's any clarification on that yet. But yeah, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be entertaining. But I think they could have done way better. And if they want to be the best organization in boxing, give us something better than that, please. Especially for a fighter like Jai Opetaia, who's been crying out for and pleading for a big test, and I don't think Brandon Glanton's the big test that he's looking for. Certainly going to get paid well for it, though, I'm sure. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, and speak to you soon.